Hey everybody, I'm Gerardo Ceballos, and I have a blog which talks about the top 10 list in film, which includes the top 10 movies of all time, the top 10 foreign films, top 10 law movies, all of that. But in this case, in this video I'm making, I want to talk about a very special thing in films, which is the top 10 best performances of all time. You might think of performances of Al Pacino, Jack Nicholson, Tom Hanks, Johnny Depp. There's a lot of great performances out there, and it was really hard to narrow it down to just 10. So please join me in this video to see which, in my opinion, are the best performances ever made by male actors of all time. Here I have the list. It was really hard. It was really hard to come up with this list, but here I have it. It's not in a particular order. It was real hard to make. If it was hard to make it, to just narrow it down to 10, it's even harder to rank it, to rank them 10, 9, 8, so I'm just going to say them. So for number 1, I have Scarface. Tony Montana, Al Pacino. That was just an amazing performance by Al Pacino. He's not even Cuban. He's nothing related to a Cuban actor, and he gives an excellent performance as a Cuban refugee who lives in Miami. It's just amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's just an amazing performance. Number 2, we have the same actor. I'm going to stick with the same actor, one of the best actors of all time, Al Pacino. Number 2 is Scent of a Woman. That performance is just simply unbelievable. He plays a blind man. It's amazing. I'm just going to keep it brief here. Number 3 is Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, also one of the best actors of all time. Number 4, Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Number 5, The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio. Number 6, Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. Number 7, Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. Amazing performances. Number 8 is Heath Ledger, may you rest in peace, in The Dark Knight. Number 9, we have Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind. And number 10, the most recent one, with Joaquin Phoenix for The Master. All these, it was real hard to make, but they made it to the list. Amazing performances. And now I'll have my interviewer here, Mr. Angel Garza. He has some questions for me about this list.
Yes, hello class. First, I have a couple of questions for Mr. Gerardo Ceballos about his list here. And Mr. Gerardo, first of all, are you content with this list that you've produced?
Well, yeah, I am pretty content because, I mean, it was real hard. I left a lot of performances. I have them here. It's kind of hard to say if I'm content because, I mean, I know these 10 performances must be in the list, but I mean, there's a lot of other performances that I don't want to say they were ignored, but they couldn't make it on the list, and like I feel sad that they're like I'm not recognizing them. But I mean, movies such as Philip Seymour Hoffman and Capote, or Colin Firth in The King's Speech, Jamie Foxx in Ray, Jack Nicholson in The Shining, a lot of other performances, Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, Adrien Brody and The Pianist. There's a lot of performances that I just couldn't put them on the list, and that sometimes put me sad. But I mean, I think all these 10 that made it to the list, they deserve to be in there, and I mean, yeah, I'm pretty content about that.
Good. Okay, and here's a personal question for you. Who on in that list, who is your personal favorite actor?
That's a real hard one. That's a real hard one, but I think my personal favorite has to be Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson
Because as an actor, I mean, I only put his performances in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is totally unbelievable as a crazy guy. But him as an actor, he all the movies he's made, which I like, he always portrays the crazy guy, I mean, if you go back to The Cuckoo's Nest, The Shining, he's a crazy psychopath, you know. He kills, like, I don't want to say the plot of the movie, but in all the movies he's crazy, and like that actor a lot.
That was actually going to be my next question, is why you only decided to include one of his movies on your list. But I guess you already answered that.
Well, yeah, it's there's a lot of movies, but I mean, I put only the only actor that has two movies on the list, two performances, Al Pacino. Al Pacino. I mean, my personal favorite is Jack Nicholson, but if I had to choose the greatest actor of all time, which like that I've seen in movies, I mean, there's the classic actors in the 20s, the 30s, the 60s. The actor I've seen in movies, I think the best actor of all time is Al Pacino. That's why he has two performances. But my favorite, which I like, I enjoy his acting, is Jack Nicholson.
Good. And that actually, you mentioned Al Pacino. That brings me actually to my next question, is that you included two movies of his on your list, one of which he won an Oscar for, which is Scent of a Woman.
That's correct.
And the other one you included was Scarface, which he was not even nominated. Do you think he should have been at least been nominated for that role as Tony Montana? Or?
Yeah, he should. Sometimes I don't agree with the Oscars. Most of the performances I mentioned, they were at least nominated, but the biggest, I mean, I think they were all nominated, and I think 6 of them won. The only one that wasn't nominated, and of course didn't win, was Al Pacino and Scarface, and I think it was a big, it was so unfair because it's one of the best performances I've ever seen. It's amazing. The movie, I like the movie, not that much as his performance though. The performance of Al Pacino it's just simply extraordinary, and I think it was very unfair that he wasn't even nominated. Like I didn't even know that. I mean, I recently checked that like a month ago, and I saw that he wasn't even nominated, and I was, excuse my French here, but what the hell? I mean, how wasn't he not nominated for that movie? And it's just, I mean,
An injustice.
a big injustice, you said.
Okay, and my next question, did you find yourself held back or restrained by the fact that you were unable to include more than 10 performances in your list?
Yeah, it's, but I mean, every time you make a list, you usually make 10. That's like what everybody does, top 10 or top 5, top 10 or top 5. It's because if you make it even more, you might lose your audience or something. Top 10, it was real hard to make, and as I said, there's a lot of performances. I just mentioned other 5 performances that didn't make the list, but there could be 200, 100, 200. But I mean, I think these are the best performances which I've seen. I know there's going to be audience that sees this video they're going to disagree. They're going to say other performances which I probably haven't seen, or the performances that I wouldn't put on the list. I mean, this is my list. I think, but I mean, I think if someone disagrees that one of these performances is not good acting, I mean, I would totally have to disagree there, because all of these performances are extraordinary acting.
Okay, this next question might be a bit difficult for you to answer, but I think it'll be fun for the audience to watch. If you were forced to eliminate one performance from your list in less than 10 seconds, which one would it be? Starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
A Beautiful Mind.
A Beautiful Mind. Why do you think that would be the one, the weakest out of those 10? Why do you think that would be the weakest one?
It was, I took, how many seconds did I take? Did I take?
The 10 seconds exactly.
It was, I don't know, you said it's a hard question. It's a
Difficult
very
question.
Very, very hard question. But, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. If I just narrow it down to 9, I would take off Beautiful Mind, because I can't take The Master, which is a new movie. I don't know. I think probably most of you haven't seen it because it's new. It's from last year, and I don't think it had a lot of advertisements or
The Master with Joaquin Phoenix?
The Master with Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
And but that was an amazing performance. The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger is. I mean, Jack Nicholson made the other Joker in 1989, and this guy made the new Joker in 2008, and they're different Jokers. I mean, Jack Nicholson is one of the best actors of all time. Heath Ledger, of course. But they're different Jokers, and they're both excellent acting, both Jokers. But Heath Ledger just made it. you're scared of him. I mean, you're scared of the guy. He transmits that sociopathic, psychopath, whatever you want to call it. It's amazing performance, and I can't take him out. I can't take Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood. I just can't. I can't take Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump. That's definitely
Classic.
no.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, and The Beautiful Mind, which I'm taking off. It's also an amazing performance, but I think that's a hard question. I don't know. I really don't know what to say.
Okay, but you picked A Beautiful Mind.
I pick A Beautiful Mind with Russell
Okay.
Crowe.
Okay. We'll be sure to tell Russell Crowe once I meet him. While making your list, which performance was the most difficult to leave out, in your opinion, out of the ones in your original list?
I think Adrian Brody and The Pianist.
Yes.
Pianist.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean he doesn't have a lot of great performances. He's not I don't want to say he's a bad actor, but because he is a very good actor, but he's not one of the greatest actors of all time. And like in all my lists, I think I put real good actors for all of them. And Adrian Brody, that's why it impressed me the performance he gave in The Pianist, because where did that come from? I mean, you're seeing the movie, you're suffering with him, the guy transmits. It was great acting, and I think he got an Oscar for it. He deserved that Oscar, and I think that was real hard for me to not put on the list.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment. Feel free to comment if you don't agree with my list, and comment your performances. Thank you very much.